everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a tag video because I don't do them quite often and I'm trying to pre-film a couple of videos because I'm moving next month and I thought this is a cute fun tag, so maybe it would be interesting and I have a little bit of content for you. So this is the 50 questions you have never been asked before tag, which I had never heard, but I watched a video by Teacup the Storyteller. I will link her video down below where she did the tag and I just really enjoyed it. It was really fun, so I thought I could do it as well. And this is a very random tag, so it's like literally random questions, but that's what's fun about it. And I will try to do it kind of in a rapid fire way, but I'm not quite sure whether that will actually work out. You'll see. The first question is, what's your favorite candle scent? And I think it is this one right here, Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow. I love all the pumpkin scents, but I think this one is my favorite so far. Which female celebrity do you wish were your sister? I think it would be either Emma Stone or Jennifer Lawrence. I think you could have a lot of fun with both of them. Which male celebrity do you wish were your brother? Never thought about that one. I think Trevor Noah would be fun. I think he's a lot of fun. You could get into trouble with him as well. Fourth question is, how old do you think you'll be when you marry? And I will not marry anyone, so nope. Do you know someone who is a hoarder? No, but I'm just gonna say my grandma's house has a huge barn and you could find a lot of interesting stuff in there. Can you do the splits? No, I don't think so. I think I could if I wanted to, like with training, but I don't want to. How old were you when you learned to ride a bike? I think I was quite old. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6, something like that. I remember going to school on my bike when I was in elementary school, but I was very, very stubborn. And so my dad really had a hard time teaching me. And yeah, it took a while. How many oceans have you swum in? I think only one because, yeah, I think I've only been in the Atlantic and yeah, not many oceans. I don't like oceans too much. How many countries have you visited? I am not quite sure. I've been to quite a few like European countries like Portugal, Italy, Croatia, and I have passed through some countries like Austria or yeah, countries that are somewhere around there. I've been to the Czech Republic quite a lot because it is very close to where I'm from, and then I've also been to some countries that are farther away like Morocco. I've been to Tanzania, yeah, some little islands that belong to Spain I've been to, so quite a few I guess. I think it's easier to travel when you're in Europe because there's so many countries close by. Is anyone in your family in the army? No, but one of my ex-boyfriends was. What would you name your daughter if you had one? There's a ton of names that I like Nora, for example, which was in a book I recently read, this one. Or I also always really like Kate or Katie. I don't know why, but I really like that name. I like very short names. What would you name your son if you had one? I always really liked the name Ben, but then my stepsister named her first son that, so I was kind of shocked and yeah, she stole that from me. But I don't want children, so I don't care. I will only give names to my cats. What's the worst grade you got on a test? Now we have like very complicated grade systems. In the first years of school you have 1 to 6 and 6 is the worst one, 1 is the best. And I don't think I ever received a 5 or a 6, but then in the last years of school we had a point system that would go from 0 to 15 and 15 would be the best one, and I think the worst one I got there was a 4, which also I think would have been a 4 in the older system. It was kind of complicated, but yeah, basically that was a test where I didn't even try because I knew that no matter what grade I got, it wouldn't have changed my final grade, and so I just didn't learn for it because yeah, it was just meaningless. So I get 4 points, and it was a geography test. And then I didn't really get any bad marks when I was studying. I think my worst grade when I was studying was a 3.7. So again, we have a different grade system. It goes from 1 to 5, but it has like in between levels. And so 1 is the best and 5 is the worst. And so yeah, I got a 3.7 in a psychology test, but they were really mean to students who didn't have psychology as their major. So basically when they saw you were studying something else and this was just like a minor subject you took, they would grade you like really harshly. So I didn't really mind. What was your favorite TV show as a kid? I was really into Digimon. I loved it. It was my favorite. I watch it all the time. What did you dress up as for Halloween when you were 8? I don't remember the exact year, but my favorite costume as a kid was always a kind of leopard costume. So with like the ears and the nose and a dress that had leopard print. Have you read any Harry Potter, Hunger Games or Twilight? Yes, I've read them all. My ranking would be Hunger Games, Harry Potter and Twilight. Yeah, I regret reading Twilight, to be honest. Would you rather have an American or British accent? I think my accent is more American, just because I watch a lot more American content creators, so it kind of spilled over a little bit. But I do love British accents, and I especially love a Scottish accent. But I don't want to speak it, I just like listening to it. So yeah, I'm fine with my accent. I think for English not being my first language, it's totally fine. Did your mother go to university? Yes, she did actually. A very weird subject, like something with like farming. It was weird. Those were weird times in the eastern parts of Germany. Are your grandparents still married? Yes, both of my grandparents' pairs are still married. Have you ever taken karate lessons? No, but I had something similar in school for half a year, and I wasn't horrible at it, but I also wasn't great. But my partner is currently doing martial arts, so yeah, I can't. I just can't. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Yes, yes, and I think it's a weird question. I don't know. Why would you not know? I don't know. What was the first amusement park you visited? We had a very small amusement park where I grew up. That was, yeah, it was just really small. It was like fairy tale themed, but it also had a dinosaur ride, and I loved that one. You would be on a little, I don't know, what do you call that? Not a boat, but just like, you know, I don't know what the English word is. Doesn't matter. But you're basically going through water, and then there's these little islands where they built the dinosaurs. It was really cool. I loved it. Which language would you like to be fluent in? I would say Turkish would be great, and Italian. Those are probably my top priorities. I also started learning Russian, but yeah, didn't get that far. But I spent a lot of time in Turkey when I was a child, so I did have some basics, some very, very basics. But I always really liked the language, so that would be cool. Do you spell it gray or gray? So with an A or an E? I have no idea. I always look it up when I write it, but I think the E version is the correct one. But I'm not sure. Is your father bald? No, no. My family has great hair. Do you know triplets? And not personally, but one of my colleagues had triplets, and then she stopped working to take care of them. Do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? I haven't seen The Notebook. I'm sorry. I don't like these kind of movies, so Titanic all the way. Have you ever had Indian food? Yes, a lot. I love mango, and yeah, a lot of Indian places in Germany have chicken mango dishes, and I love it. Mango lassi is my favorite. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, I'm getting hungry. What's the name of your favorite restaurant? My favorite sushi place has just closed down. It was called Busumo Deluxe. That was very sad. But yeah, I do love going to restaurants, so I don't really have like one set favorite. Have you ever been to Nando's? No, I don't think it exists in Europe. Do you belong to any warehouse stores? What's that? That's a weird question. I don't know what that means. What would your parents have named you if you'd been the opposite gender? Marcus. And I'm very glad they didn't. What's your nickname? Usually on the internet I go by Kitty. Who's your favorite person in the world? My best friend and my grandma. Would you rather live in the country or the city? Definitely the city. I love having easy access to a lot of restaurants, to cinemas, to theaters, to anything. Yeah, I love the city. Can you whistle? Not really, no. Do you sleep with a nightlight? No, definitely not. Do you eat breakfast every morning? Yes. I never go out without having breakfast. Do you take any daily pills or medication? Yes, I do take iron supplements. What medical condition do you have? So far, none, luckily. But I had really bad migraines during the pandemic just because I didn't get enough movement and stuff. How many times have you been to the hospital? One that I can remember, but I have been as a very small child as well because of some accidents. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? Yes, when it came out. I was like pretty young back then, so we watched it. Where do you buy your jeans? There was a store called Orsay, but they closed down all of their stores in Germany because of the pandemic. Thanks very much. So I actually don't know where I buy my clothes now. What's the last compliment you got? So I teach courses for university. And so we just had like the evaluations. We just got evaluated. I don't know how you say that. But basically the students can rate us and stuff like that. And so there are usually some compliments in there that I'm a good teacher, that it's fun to go to my courses. And I think one of the ones that I really liked is that the person said in a feedback round that they had been to worse courses before. So I'm not the worst. Amazing. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? No, just like the vague feelings sometimes. What flavored tea do you enjoy? All the flavors. I love any kind of tea. I'm obsessed. I like chai, I like fruity teas, I like herbal teas. I do like black tea, I just can't drink a lot of it because of the caffeine. How many pairs of shoes do you currently own? That I actively wear? 2. But I still have like old shoes that I just never got rid of. What religion would you raise your children to practice? None. I'm not religious. I wasn't brought up religious, so I don't know. I don't know anything about it, and I don't think I could teach any of it. How old were you when you found out Santa wasn't real? It's hard to tell because, you know, my mind is very foggy, but I guess also around 5. We had this mask that the person who was playing Santa would put on, and I found it in a closet when I was snooping around where I was not supposed to be snooping around. Why do you have a channel? Because it's fun. I just enjoy making videos. I just enjoy talking to someone. I don't know. Why do I have a channel? But yeah, I started out as a beauty channel and then it just didn't fit my life anymore. So now I'm talking about books, but I think the transition is kind of hard because, yeah, I guess that a lot of my videos don't show up for the correct audience because the algorithm still thinks I'm doing beauty content. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I hope this was entertaining. I hope this wasn't too long. Let me know some of your answers if you feel like it, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!